everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. So we are discussing multiple concepts, and from today let us start to discuss about the Indian novelist. And the first novelist that I want to discuss with you is Amitav Ghosh. Let us talk about Amitav Ghosh. This person in front of you is Amitav Ghosh. Let us read about where he was born, what are his educational qualifications, and what are some important books that he has written. At the end, we'll try to discuss about some of the important prizes that he have also received. So Amitav Ghosh was born on 11th July 1956 at Calcutta. He belongs to a Bengali Hindu family. His father, Lieutenant Colonel Shailandar Chandra Ghosh, was a diplomat in the Indian Army, and he was the Indian Army officer. Because of his father's job, Amitav Ghosh in the childhood got ample opportunity to travel from various countries. Across India also he traveled a lot, right? So outside the country and inside the country he traveled way too much. That is why he actually had a lot of interest that got developed because of his adventures on the tales that are related to animals and climatical problems, and also he is an anthropologist, right? So his travel actually provided him the opportunity to grow up and see the different cultures, especially the cultures that are there in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Iran besides India. So he of course was an anthropologist. He will write texts about climate change problems as well. And the other number of problems that he will be dealing would be seen directly in the number of works that we will discuss about him. So he is going to marry Deobar Bakar, who also was the author of a very important book called as In Extremes, The Life of Laura Riding in 1993. And this work by his wife was finalized for the Pulitzer Prize in Biography section in 1994. So let us discuss about some of the important works that Amitav Ghosh has written. The first one that I would like to discuss is this work called as The Circle of Reason that came out in 1986. Amitav Ghosh began his literary career by writing his first novel, The Circle of Reason, in 1986. It is set in India and in Africa, and it is the winner of a number of prizes like the Prex Medics and Tanger Award also. It focuses on the central character being accused of terrorism and his journey to Africa. It is considered as a post-colonial and a post-modern work which has a multiple elements of these different literature. There are post-colonial factors and intertextual nature that are involved. It moves from Sattva to Rajas and then to Tamas. These are the three parts of the novel, and the novel is narrated in the three stories. So there are three parts and three stories. Then the first part is dealing with the story of Balram Bose and his wife Toru Devi, who live in this non-descriptive village Lakpurpur, right? Sorry, it is called as Lalpurpur, right? So this is the village in the West Bengal era. West Bengal near the Indo-Bangladesh border के पास एक छोटा सा village है जहाँ पे we have Balram as well as his wife living there. So Balram Bose is a rationalist. What is Balram? Balram is a rationalist, and because of this he will lead towards his own demise. So he was a rationalist, he was an admirer and a follower of Louis Pasteur, who is a French microbiologist. He is going to deal with all of these rationalistic philosophies, and because of his whims, he will of course going to bring his own cynicism, his own destruction and his own demise. His wife has a fetish for swing, and you see a swing machine that she will carry with herself till the time she will become completely mad. So these are the two important characters. Then we have Shadow Lines, a very, very important work. Multiple times you have in-depth questions asked from this work. In 1988, this work was written. It deals with the effects of British colonial powers and the departure of these British colonies from India and near the partition. It talks about the 1947 partition as well. It won the famous Sahitya Academy Award, that is one of the most prestigious award in the literature given by the government of India in 1990. He received several other prizes like Ananta Puruskar in Calcutta for the same book. So the Shadow Lines that is written in 1988 actually captures the perspective of time, the events of the story are actually talking about the intricate structures of how the unnamed narrator is going to talk about the story of different characters. So we have different characters like Tridab, Ila, we have Maya Devi, and all of them will be woven together. Their stories will be woven together in a crisscross web of memories. So this is the structure. A crisscross web of memories would be presented to you with the help of different characters. The story revolves around two paths. So there are two paths in the story. We have going away and coming home. The novel is set in 1939 with a journey to England by Maya Devi with her husband and her son Tridab. So सबसे पहले what do we see? We see Tridab being a very important character, जो कि जहां पे हमें माया देवी, उनके हस्बैंड और उनका सन त्रिदिब दोबारा से एंटर करते हुए दिखते हैं हमारी स्टोरी के अंदर. सो these are the few things that you have to remember. Right? Maya Devi was the narrator's father's aunt and grandmother's only sister also. She's a very authoritarian figure. And Maya Devi is directly compared to Ila, one of the very modernized girl in their family. So Ila is the young generation and Maya Devi is an older generation. So there is a comparison that is drawn between them. Right? And also Ila, being a female, has given less power, as Tridib, who being a male, has given multiple powers. One more thing that is very interesting when you read critical essays about it, that we have an unnamed narrator, and unnamed narrator are often unreliable as well. So these are few things that you have to know. The novel starts in 1890 and it is going to end in 1979 with the death of Tridib. And of course, it is a very heart-touching novel which starts with the friendship of two people, one a British major and one Indian major. They are going to become friends with one another, and this is how you see the juxtaposition of the East and the West. You have India, that is there, India plus London. These are the two settings that you will see. So Mr. Justice Chandrasekhar Datta Chaudhary is going to befriend. So he is a judge in Calcutta High Court. He is going to befriend Lionel Trevisan, and they are going to then, their two families are then going to talk to one another and their friendship will bloom. So this is the broad story. Then we have Calcutta Chromosome. Calcutta Chromosome, written in 1995. So it's the first science fiction novel by Amitav Ghosh. Calcutta Chromosome was published in 1996. It is divided into two parts. What are the two parts? August 20, Mosquito Day, and Day After. The novel is basically, it is centering around a malaria mosquito and the discoveries by a scientist that are about the malaria mosquito. So the novel centers around the discovery of the life cycle of malaria mosquito and how it causes disease to human beings by Roland Ross on 20th August 1897. The protagonist's name of this novel is Ananta. Right, so he is the protagonist. Then we have The Glass Palace. The Glass Palace, in 2000 this book came out. It is Ghosh, one of the most important historical novel. तो ये क्या है? Historical novel है, historical settings use करेगी. क्या उसकी settings है? It is a very complex literary work with a various number of regions being touched and time periods that are historical in nature. The novel is going to address the prevailing issues of economic changes, constitution of the nation, and the impact of the modernity on the society that we are living in. In 2001, this novel won the Grand Prize Fiction Award also at the Frankfurt International E-Book Award. This is Glass Palace. Glass Palace is an historical novel which starts in the November of 1885 and it ends in 1996. It is set against the backdrop. What is the historical reference? Backdrop of the Third Anglo-Burmese War. Third Anglo-Burmese War iska background tha. Right, this is the Glass Palace. Then we have The Gun Island. The Gun Island is another important work that was published in 2019 and it deals with the problem of climate change and human mitigation. Right, so it was explicitly asked in the paper कि ऐसे कौन से हमारे novelist हैं who is an anthropologist and he is also talking about the problems that the climatical problems. So it is Amitav Ghosh. This work, Gun Island, is one example of this. Though there are other works like Derangement that he has also written about climate change. We will also discuss that. Then another very important thing that he did is to write the Ibis Trilogy. that is also being asked in your paper कि कौन सी books comprise करती है Ibis Trilogy, right? So Ghosh, one of the most important contribution in the field of historical fiction is when he is writing a trilogy that is called as Ibis Trilogy. So the first book that we have in the Ibis Trilogy is Sea of Poppies that came out in 2008. 2008 के अंदर ये वर्क आता है. This is called as the Sea of Poppies. It is one of the first volume that was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2008 as well. The story is basically, it is set in the post-Opium War period that is there in the 1830s, and it summarizes the colonial period in the southern East Asia. The second volume that is included in the trilogy was River of Smoke that came out in 2011, and we have Flood of Fire in 2015. So these are the three books under your trilogy called as Ibis Trilogy. Then we have The Hungry Tide. The Hungry Tide came out in 2004. It is about Sundarbans. It follows the life of an unlucky trio who are then going to travel up the river to find a very rare species of dolphin. तो उनको बहुत ही रेयर स्पीसी ऑफ डॉल्फिन दिखती है. एज आई टोल्ड यू, ही इज एन एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट. ही वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टेड इन एनिमल्स. सुंदरबंस के बारे में बहुत बुक्स लिखते हैं अबाउट क्लाइमेटिकल प्रॉब्लम्स. सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट अमिताभ घोष वाज वेरी फेमस फॉर. He won the Hutch Crossword Book Award for Fiction in 2004 for this work, Hungry Tide. Then Jungle Nama is also written by him. Jungle Nama is about the Sundarbans. The Sundarban legend of Bon Bibi it is a novel that is written in verse. So it is the first book in verse, Jungle Nama. In 2021, this work came out. It explores the various areas of Sundarbans. Then we have some other notable non-fiction writing. We have those notable non-fiction writings as we have An Antique Land coming out in 1992 का work है in An Antique Land. We have Dancing in Cambodia and at Large in Burma 1998. So as I told you, he used to visit from one place to another. Cambodia हो गया या फिर Burma, or maybe it is Sri Lanka, or it is what is it? Maybe it is Sundarbans. India के अंदर अलग-अलग जगह पे he is going to visit and he is going to write about it. Then Countdown is another work. The Imam of the India, that is also a work that he has written. Okay. Then we have his writings were also appearing in a number of newspapers and magazines broadly in India as well as abroad. So his very important work that is about climate, asked in the paper also, is The Great Derangement. The Great Derangement about climate change. Great Derangement, Climate Change and the Unthinkable is the complete title. It came out in 2016. Here Ghosh is going to discuss about the modern literature art and how it is failing to talk adequately about the climatical change problem. That कितनी ज़्यादा problem हो रही है हमारे world में around us, but we are failing to talk about the problem of climate change. In 2021, he is going to write another work that is called as The Nutmeg's Curse, Parables for the Planet in Crisis, and it was also published, right? So this is also about the climate, right? Then in this work only, Ghosh is going to discuss the journey of nutmeg from the native Banda Islands to many other parts of the world, taking this as a lens through which you can understand the historical influence of colonialism upon the how much influence it has on the indigenous culture. So इस work के अंदर on the Nutmeg's Curse, he is going in this work. The Nutmeg's Curse, he is going to show how the environment is corrupted because of colonialization as well as the indigenous cultures that are facing problem because of what? Because of colonialism. So colonialism की वजह से होने वाले problems के बारे में बात करते हैं. These are some of the awards that he has been awarded. So we have the Shadow Lines, one of the most important work that was given Sahitya Academy Award and the Ananda Puskar. We have Kolkata Chromosome, जिसको Arthur C. Clarke Award मिला था. This is another one. In 1997, Sea of Poppies was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2008. We have River of Smoke that was shortlisted for Man Asia Literary Prize in 2011. The Government of India awarded him one of the most important honor, civilian honor, Padma Shri in 2007. And a very interesting fact, जो उनके बारे में आपको पता होना चाहिए, that he is someone who is going to deny and he's going to send back the Commonwealth Writers Prize. क्यों मिला था उनको? Because he was unhappy with this term being used for him, that is Commonwealth. So that is why he is going to send this back, right? So these are the few very important things that you have to know about Amitav Ghosh. And this question was asked in the paper recently about Amitav Ghosh, who among the following combines anthropology, history and fiction. So we all know now the right answer is not Kamla Markandeya, it is definitely not Mulk Raj Anand, and Upmanyu Chatterjee bhi nahi hai. The right answer is Amitav Ghosh, isn't it? It is Amitav Ghosh. There is another question that I have for you, and you will answer me this. Answer this question to me in the comment down below. So you will comment the answer. Which of the following is not the part of Amitav Ghosh's Ibis Trilogy? इसमें से कौन सी Ibis Trilogy का part नहीं है? So trilogy is the book. It is actually a part, three parts होते हैं इसके अंदर, 3 books होती हैं, उससे हम trilogy कहते हैं. So what all are the 3 books that are included in the Ibis Trilogy? Sea of Poppies, River of Smoke, Flood of Fire, and then we have the Kolkata Chromosome. So I know you guys already know the right answer, but I still want you to answer it. This is D, A, B, C, D. इनमें से कौन सा सही आंसर है? Which of these is not the part of Ibis Trilogy? We have already discussed Ibis Trilogy. We have already discussed the various works of Amitav Ghosh as well, and the awards that he has received. So I hope you understood the concept and you understood how the questions can be asked. I hope you read more about the various novelists, because you need to know more to solve the questions in the paper. I hope you have a good day. Keep smiling and please answer this question in the comment down below. Thank you.